welcome, welcome, welcome to Dialogued. I am Nina,
And this is Ebony.
and today we are dialoguing. Wait, what is the title?
Who cloned Tyrone?
Who cloned him? I can
Yeah.
tell you who cloned him, but we're talking about we're talking about who cloned Tyrone with Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, honey. And what's that girl name? I forget her name.
Teyana Paris.
Teyana Paris.
Yes.
Because she is making a debut, to me, in my mind, because she did a phenomenal job by being able to crisscross in this phenomenal movie. Now, tell me, Miss, what did you like about this movie?
So what I really liked about this movie is I was already gonna like it because Jamie Foxx was in it, right?
Okay, name dropping.
Right, name
Yep.
dropping. But it took me on a twist, and I couldn't guess what was gonna happen. Of course, clones were gonna happen
Because it's in the title. That's what the assumption was, right?
Right.
I was like, I'm just waiting for the clone part. But, I mean, what would you say is about this movie? Is this a comedy, a drama?
Ooh,
Does it remind you of a movie?
ooh, yes.
remind you?
I would say it's like a sci-fi kind of drama.
This is Get Out. This is Get Out wrapped in comedy wallpaper, okay?
So you were fishing, but I felt that. I had flashbacks of Get Out. I was like, oh man, oh here we go.
As soon as you see a white person with an afro, no one can be trusted, and that is what we need to know. You know, it's the same feeling about cornrows. See a white person in cornrows, it's a no.
So Nina, what was the very first thing that you saw? You're like, oh no, this is gonna take a turn.
That
I
this
want to
gonna.
know.
Oh, I mean, I think the obvious of him being shot and him coming back the next day as if nothing happened. I'm like, you thought that was a bad dream? Like, yeah, something's off. But it dawned on me that his name is Fontaine. So John
Yes.
Boyega plays a guy named Fontaine, and we're gonna get into Fontaine. But by the fact that his name is Fontaine, I'm looking for the name Tyrone. Who the hell is Tyrone? This whole entire time. And I'm
Right.
like, they've done that before where like the title has nothing to do with the actual movie. So I'm like, okay. And then at the very end,
We
spoiler
figured it
alert,
out.
it's that one guy. I mean, it's still
That
John
one
Boyega,
guy.
but that one guy.
That one guy.
He was, the last 11 minutes was basically going to California. I was like, we could have ended in the Glen, honestly.
So I wanted to bring that up because I specifically looked at where it was the Glen. Where did you think this whole movie took place?
California.
Really?
Yeah.
I got Michigan vibes.
Michigan.
They said Piggly Wiggly. Okay, that brought me back.
Piggly Wiggly sounds like the South to me, so maybe it's like Southern California, because then you went to LA with that one and them talking about traveling. Oh, well, they did say a bus to Memphis. So it had to be probably somewhere because there's no way you're taking a bus to Memphis from California. So I take back my answer. I didn't know.
Well, so I did a little research after, right?
Okay.
And the purpose of the Glen. So Joelle Taylor is the director.
Okay.
But the purpose of the Glen was to kind of resonate with everyone who watched that. There's a Glen somewhere. There's a Glen somewhere near you.
There's a neighborhood that it's just your community.
Yeah.
Like how you have Pleasant Grove and Oak Cliff and Oak Lawn, Highland Park. Like you have that here in the DFW area. I feel like it's like that close knit of like your local store. It's when he said there's 10 churches in this neighborhood, I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot of options. And not probably a high populous area. That one club that everybody goes to, that one strip club, probably couple grocery stores, and the chicken joint.
Yeah, but you gotta have 10 liquor stores. You have to have the right church to liquor store ratio.
And they never do that to the high populous, high income. It's like you'll find I don't even know because I don't live over there. I don't know what you find on every corner in a high economic status neighborhood.
A Starbucks.
Yes. Starbucks is equivalent to a liquor store in the other neighborhood. Anyway, back to that. Getting off that little tangent.
Yeah.
So let's talk about characters. I want to talk about John Boyega. And how I completely agree with Erykah Badu. She said on her concert, she was like, y'all, John Boyega, let me tell you something. If you know him, because the internet, y'all going to get him before I do, tell him I said hi. I feel that way. And then he appeared actually at her concert, like from backstage. I guess he was in the concert. and appeared, and she was just so giddy and fangirling. It's nice to see celebrities fangirl out, but I feel like that would be me because I'm like, he seems like a bit goofy, and not in a good way.
Wait, Goofy?
Like he looks like a square. He kind of sounds like a square.
With all that gold in his mouth.
Like the John Boyega as an actor, he's a British actor. He's hitting an Idris Elba. Like no one knew that Idris Elba was British at all until he started talking in his actual accent. And he really played his not only American accent, but he got like the roughneck down where it was just completely seamless. And I was like, come on, come on, range. And so not only was he able to deliver the Fontaine roughneck, knowing that he Star Wars guy, that I was like, okay, you could tell me what to do. Maybe let you try it. I'm a married woman. But maybe.
We went from, you can tell me what to do. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm a tough cookie. I know that. So what was your thought on John Boyega's performance?
Honestly, I was really surprised. I didn't know who Tyrone was, right? We were all trying to figure out who he was, but it was nice to see him diversified within that movie. I mean, and so he was Tyrone. He was, the head honcho guy. He was also the bouncer. He was dynamic. I really enjoyed that.
I forgot that they body double. I mean, they really liked him to body double him so many times. I mean, well, the head guy, I guess it was like imitating himself, like just planting him in different aspects of like you being a butler, you being the head honcho. Yeah, that was sucky to be. Why would you make him a drug dealer? You're a scientist. Why would you make like the image of your face? I'm gonna pick somebody else's face.
It's called balance.
I guess. Okay, so let's talk about Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
His role in being Slick Charles.
Okay, so when Slick Charles, I kept wanting to call him Slick Rick.
Didn't he give you that vibe?
Yes.
Of like, I'm Rick James, bitch. He gave you so much of that in this movie. And this is really a what I call like reminiscent comedy where there's so many good one-liners in this movie that you're going to reflect back on and like bust out laughing.
And the fur, like I feel like Cat Williams would have been proud,
Cat Williams is jealous. He mad like, you need a pimp. I am the epitome of it. But I think you're just probably a bit too small for the cast, like as far as balance goes. Like there's a height thing. It's an aesthetic thing. I'm sorry. They do put that in casting.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Hart's gonna come for you.
He could have probably played it too. Maybe I'm just not that big of a Cat Williams.
No, but I loved Jamie Foxx in this. Again, we saw another side to him. What did you think?
Oh, this man's line, it ain't snow, but I'm still skiing. I had to pause. I had to pause this movie. It's on Netflix, thank God, because if I was in a theater, I wouldn't have time to like write down all the one-liners and really like take in all these one-liners because they were just so good.
You had to have a moment.
Look,
to enjoy it.
What he said? No one's in the house. But I'm like, did y'all hear what he said? Like that was so, I have written some down.
Okay, yes.
Okay, because I took notes on this. Okay, so
this is a Nina first. I don't think she's taken notes during.
Oh, I've definitely taken notes. Probably not the ones that y'all like. But anyway, so the girl comes in, the hoe comes in, and she's like, he asked me to do something nasty or whatever. What do I look like? You look like what you are, a hoe. Stop. That was so good.
It was.
That was so good. And when he talked about the dope, he was like, man, this dope is so whacked. You can't even get high off this, but you could always give it back.
Hey, I felt that one. I was like, he's not wrong.
Look, we could be able to work together. Just like people do when it's like, yeah, I already spent that. It's already gone. And his offering of like, I ain't got your money. I ain't got your dope, but you could take a hoe on me. Shut up, Jamie. Look, I'm about to call his government name. Eric? Eric, you better stop it.
Oh my God, you went there.
Look, and my last one was me and Jesus ain't been right since I picked a hoe named Mary.
Oh.
Why would you pimp a hoe named Mary and then try to walk in? I'm done. So at that point, I'm just gonna sit here. There's too many one liners for me to just keep track. So I'm just gonna
Pimping things.
look. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. And I felt Jamie playing this role
Yes.
so badly. Like you have to be talking like this. I
He
mean,
brought it.
because who is he dating now? Tom Cruise's ex-wife. You probably ain't talking to her like that, but somebody in a group.
You know what? What's between them is what's between them.
But you got to bring out the pimp hand at some point. I think everybody got a pimp in them. Okay, just who bring it out of you. Pimp hand got to be
Release
strong.
the pimp in you.
Call him, Slick Charles.
Oh my God.
Call him Slick Ebony. Slick Nina. I like it. I'm
Slick
getting attached
Nina?
to it. Slick Nina.
Ooh, this could be an alter ego for you.
Yeah, like Sasha Fierce. I like it.
Okay.
I got 5 people living in my head. What's one more? One more?
All right. How did you think about Teyana Paris's role and
I've
performance?
never seen her before in my life, but I
And?
enjoyed her performance.
Yes.
She played a very key role in being the typical I'm in this situation, but I'm smart. I could get out, but for some reason, fear keeps me here, and that's so unfortunate because that's a continuous tale of a lot of people's story of like
The fear of the unknown.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and just being comfortable in what you know
Yes.
type thing. So, what would you say is your biggest message from? It's kind of like Get Out had a message,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is Get Out wrapped in comedy paper.
Oh, for the whole story?
Yes.
Oh, so you gotta pay attention. I think the moral of the story is like, don't be a sheep. Ask the questions. Be a critical thinker. I mean, this movie made me think about Flint, Michigan, and the water. It made me think about the Tuskegee trials. Really.
In what way?
I mean, these people were just living their lives on autopilot, right? And it was
Right.
convenient. It was easy. I mean, well, not really easy, but it was what they were accustomed to. But dare to think outside the box. Dare
Right.
to follow through on those dreams. Go to Memphis.
Right, to get out of here. The biggest message for me was kind of like what it is now. It's a distraction. We're here to distract you from what you could be, what you should be, just to keep the chaos down. And for the test dummy of it all, of like Glenn was a experimental, like we experiment on you guys to see if we could do it. And when the scientist guy was like, we thought having a commonality would bring peace. We need to be the same
Yes.
in order to be and bring that peace. And that really spoke to me because I was like, we're not the same. We all spoke one language if you read your Bible. And then God was like, oh no, y'all finna actually try to make stairs to heaven. Oh, we gonna give y'all different languages so you guys can't work together like that. And then, but at the same time, you guys need to bring it back, figure out a way that you guys can
I'm glad you brought that up.
treat each other.
Yes, because when they were divided, right, it was like, who's selling out who? And like,
Exactly.
they were all falling apart. People were dying, okay? But then when everyone banded together, they got the cavalry.
That was so beautiful of like you have rival gangs, like, and him going over in the car, like, what does that sound like? Oh, it sounds like some movie that he was like, no, I'm trying to go for training day. Denzel Washington training day, like, let's run to the end. He's literally practicing his lines to say this charade. But it did bring up what if people are looking for what they want to see, then you could ignore it, right? So if you're looking for your normality, you're going to miss the message. You're going to miss the big, like the thing right now, aliens. Why does no one care? A, duh. But 2, we know that's such a big distraction you're trying to have the people buy into, that there must be something deeper going on. So at that point, it's like, let's focus on what the heck Florida's doing. Let's focus on these laws that y'all passing as y'all, and let's not care so much about aliens because that's a big distraction. So I think that's what I took out of it.
As a people, we need to be aware. We need to keep our eyes open. We need to stick together.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed the movie, though the trailer, whoever did the marketing.
Here we go. What was it, a thumbs up or thumbs down for the trailer?
The trailer really, was they were betting on the name drop. They were betting on the names like Jamie Foxx and John Boyega to be able to carry because the trailer was just Jamie kind of like, "Excuse me, my man, can you tell me where the elevators are?" Like that was it, and it was just like, what kind of foolishness is happening? You literally had to like just love Jamie to be like, "I'm going to watch this movie." You love John Boyega, and the fact of wanting to watch his range in this movie to be like, "I'm going to watch it," because otherwise, the trailer failed in
Okay.
its complete list.
But would you watch it? I mean, I love that movie. I would watch it again.
I would totally watch it again.
Yeah.
That is a definite rewatch.
Yes.
If it was in movie theaters, I would still go watch it.
Yeah.
Right, guys? That's not a thing for me. I would go watch
That's
it.
true. That's true. That's facts. Okay.
It's a rewatch. It is a complete, like if you love Friday and the one-liners that happen, they definitely have more than enough one-liners to have you cracking up.
Yeah.
So I would give it, a recommend.
Ooh.
Yay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Nina and
Ebony.
And that's been Dialogue, honey.